For months now, we've talked about the Democrats in the race for Buffalo mayor. State Senator Sean Ryan won the party's primary earlier this week. Well, tonight, the Republican response. James Gardner is an attorney and former DA candidate. He's the GOP nominee for mayor. And today, the city of Buffalo's Republican chairman, Christopher Porter, put out this lengthy commentary about the race, saying in part, quote, "Monopolies don't work, and the one-party Democratic monopoly on power in the city of Buffalo hasn't worked either. There is a unique opportunity this year to provide some balance to one-party rule in the city by electing James Gardner." Geoff Kelly is associate editor with Investigative Post, and he joins me live here tonight. Want to get your thoughts on this big race. We've talked about it a lot over the past few months, but let me start there with James Gardner, the Republican nominee. The past couple of elections, Republicans haven't had a nominee. They do this time, but how serious is it?
Well, you know, by the standard measurements, not so serious. James Gardner has yet to form a campaign committee through which he could raise money and spend money. You know, there are no fundraisers publicized on the county GOP's website or the city GOP's website, so hard to say, you know, if he's really in it to win it. And as you know, registration, there are about 97,000 Democrats registered in the city of Buffalo and about 15,000 Republicans. There are, of course, a fair number of unaffiliated voters, minor party voters, but they still are pretty heavily outnumbered by Democrats.
You can go to investigativepost.org and read Geoff. You have a video right there on the homepage, your 5 takeaways from the race. Yep. If you had to pick one, what is your biggest takeaway from what happened Tuesday? Well,
really, I think it's that turnout was kind of mediocre.
Nah.
Yeah, it was just sort of what you might expect. And what the acting mayor needed was exceptional turnout in his home base of South Buffalo. And he got relatively good turnout, but nothing exceptional, not like a flood of votes, which he needed to overcome Ryan's support, particularly in the Delaware district, which always turns out strong, and turned out strong again on Tuesday.
And right there, Sean Ryan, of course, giving his victory speech. Looking to November then, we are going to have a Republican on the ballot, as we mentioned there, and the potential for some other names. We don't know yet if the acting mayor, Chris Scanlon, will be on the ballot in November. What are you hearing as he is making that decision?
Literally nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think he is
taking time.
As he said Tuesday night, I think he's taking counsel. He's probably talking to his family and his supporters. I'm sure he's under a lot of pressure to run, and probably under an equal amount of pressure just to step back.
Finally, and there is a separation between the editorial for a news organization and reporters. Your boss, the editor of Investigative Post, came out with a commentary today saying the race is over. Sean Ryan will win in November. I'm not going to ask you about Jim Heaney's words there, but he's been doing this for a long time. But it is going to be really difficult for any candidate besides the winner from Tuesday.
It's a pretty narrow path to beat a Democrat like Sean Ryan. India Walton 4 years ago, it was a different story. She's a democratic socialist. She's a black woman, and let's not overlook that. And she was an outsider. Mm-hmm. Sean Ryan is not. He's not an outsider.
He's an insider.
He's an insider. He's a creature of the party, of the Democratic Party. He has been his whole political career. It's a lot harder to muster a campaign against someone like him.
Geoff Kelly, associate editor with Investigative Post, reported a lot on this race. Thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure. Thanks.
All right.